So I'm going to do a potato pancake. And I want to talk just a little bit about potatoes and in general, like the difference between different potatoes and what potato to use for what. Why I chose these particular potatoes to make potato pancakes. Potato pancakes are also very similar to hash browns. It's really a very similar process. So that's a mystery to a lot of people. We have a lot of students who come in and have no idea how to make that and get a crispy potato that is cooked through. So I want to show you that today. And I'm going to tweak it a smidge, and I thought this would be really fun. There's a lot of root vegetables out here as well. There's celery root, turnips, parsnips, carrots, things of that nature. And these are all great. You can replace potatoes entirely and use some of these, or you can add them to the potatoes. Easier to add them to the potatoes than separately. I'll talk more about that later. But I picked turnips because turnips, a lot of people don't really cook with them that much. They don't know what to do with them. And they have such a delicious, beautiful, kind of robust, sharp flavor. They'd be a really nice complement to the potatoes, I thought. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do some applesauce. But I want to do this applesauce a little bit differently. I'm going to peel the apples. You don't have to do this. I don't normally peel apples for applesauce because I have a food mill at home. What I'll do is I just throw, I love the bright color, I love the flavor, the nutrition that the peels add to it. So if I'm going to boil this, I just leave them on and I put it through a strainer or a food mill. If I don't have a strainer or a food mill, I peel it, but I throw the peels in and then pull the peels out. As soon as I have some apples done, then I can start. I don't want to put the butter in there, or the oil, or whatever I was doing. Whenever I saute, I want to heat the pan first before I put any oil in it. You put the oil or the butter in right before you put the food in. It won't burn that way, and you also won't have a problem with things sticking if you do that. They were the highest starch content potato that they had today, which is why I got them. They're not as high of a starch content as a russet potato, or a baking potato that you get at the grocery store. For potato pancakes, the higher the starch content, the better. Yukon Golds are low starch content. Red potatoes are lower starch content. Those are called waxy potatoes. Any vegetable that has a lot of water in it, once you put it in water, it's going to get more crunchy. It's going to absorb the water because they're little water sponges. And what we'll do is we'll let this sit for a smidge, and then we'll pull out the potatoes, and then the onion and the turnip in this case, and we'll put that in a separate bowl. And then we want to pour the water out, and we want to take whatever starch is falling to the bottom and put it back in the potatoes. We don't want to lose that, because that's going to help the pull them together. My feeling today is that we're going to use a combination of butter and olive oil, and yes, we do need to use a bit. I'm not sure if I need that much, but the nice thing about having two pans, I'll move it over if I don't need it all. Using really good olive oil, you want to use it in an application that isn't a high heat application, because olive oil is really fragile. It loses its flavor very quickly, so you're kind of throwing it away by just sticking a really expensive olive oil in something you're going to saute. It doesn't really come out that well. When you have a nice hot pan and you put the oil in it, and then you put the meat or the fish or the potato or the vegetables in, then the moisture inside skirts away from the surface of the pan. It stays in the food where you want it, first of all, and it also keeps the food sticky. And it browns better. There's just multiple things that it does. I'm definitely going to need some salt in the apples. And I'm going to add a little bit of lemon. Yeah.